Are you going for the next Air India interview? Then keep on watching for my interview experience with Air India. Hi everyone, my name is Sakshi and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I gave my interview with Air India a few months ago, and in this video I'll be sharing with you my whole interview experience and how the process is like for both freshers and experienced candidates. So I gave my interview in 2023, a few months back in Ahmedabad. There were around 200 to 300 candidates, which is a lot less as compared to Metro City, but competitive nonetheless. There were 3 rounds conducted for the experienced candidates and 4 rounds for the fresher candidates. Yes, the interview would be happening separately for the experienced and the fresher candidates. So जब आप वेन्यू पे जाएंगे, the first step is to submit your CV along with certain necessary documents, and वहीं पे freshers को अलग token number दिया जाएगा और experienced candidates को अलग token number दिया जाएगा. This is the number by which you will be addressed throughout the interview. तो यहीं से freshers के interview rounds अलग से होने लगेंगे और experienced के अलग से. So when we went in for our group discussion round, the interviewer said that we could pick a topic amongst ourselves and start discussing about it. So one of the girls, she said that we would go for mobile phone, its advantages and disadvantages. The discussion was very well. It lasted for about 2 to 3 minutes, and out of the 10 candidates, only 2 or I believe 3 of us got selected, and rest of them were asked to leave for the day. So remember, no matter what experience you have, even if you are a fresher, even if you are an experienced candidate, you are going to be assessed very well, and only if you are confident enough, if you are groomed well enough, you are going to get selected. While this discussion was going on, the interviewer, she had a form along with your CVs and your token number, and she was basically giving you points based on your language, your confidence, your body language, the way you are speaking, and a lot of other pointers. And only candidates who would achieve certain level of points would qualify for the next round. I believe the passing criteria was 12 out of 15 marks to qualify this first group discussion round. Starting off with the second round, this would be BMI, body mass index, and Scar Check round. Again, common for both experienced and fresher candidates. You will be called one by one. They will be measuring your height, your weight, your BMI, and then they would be checking for scars and visible tattoos on your face, your neck, and your hands up until your elbows. Remember, even 0.5 over the BMI range or below it would get you disqualified then and there. So please try to maintain your BMI and then go for this interview. Now, after the first 2 rounds, the freshers would have the third round, which is the HR round or the pre-personal interview, which is an additional round for them, whereas the experienced candidates would directly qualify for the final personal interview. I believe ये एक additional round इसीलिए रखा है to assess the fresher candidates more, to see if they are confident enough, if they have that people skill, and just in general because जो experienced candidates हैं, they have been working somewhere already, so they have been assessed on all these things in the past, and I believe that is the reason जिसकी वजह से freshers को एक और round undergo करना है. Now, as far as the third HR round is concerned, for the fresher candidates, it's nothing but a personal interview itself. They will be asking you general questions like, tell me about yourself and why do you want to become a cabin crew? Why cabin crew? Why this specific company? And what do you think is the job profile of a cabin crew? These basic questions would be asked. Since you are a fresher, no technicalities, no technical questions, just these basic questions. Let me know if you want me to make a video about these questions and how to answer these. Now, coming back to the experienced candidates, they directly go for the final round, the personal interview. So I went in, and the HR was going through my CV, and he asked me that where have you been working in the past. So I told him that I was working with XYZ company for 2 years. Then he asked me about my journey during those 2 years. So I explained it to him. how I was an extreme fresher, just a cabin crew aspirant when I started. I was just 18 years old, and working with that company for 2 years has taught me a lot. Now, not only do I know the obstacles, the difficulties, and the real cabin crew job, I also know how to handle all these obstacles and all these difficulties that you might come across in your day-to-day work life. That was all for the first question. The second question that I was asked was, where have I been raised and which was my base with the previous company. So I said that I have been raised in Ahmedabad since childhood, and this was my base with the previous company. So the HR went कि साक्षी, आप यहीं पे रहते हो, आपके पेरेंट्स यहीं पे हैं, आप यहीं पे काम करते थे अपनी प्रीवियस कंपनी में, तो अब आप अहमदाबाद छोड़ के क्यों आना चाहोगे, या आप अहमदाबाद छोड़ने के लिए रेडी हो भी? To which I genuinely answered that yes, this is my comfort zone, and I was a bit hesitant because of this thing. However, I want to grow in my life, I want to grow in my career, and sometimes in order to achieve something, you have to step out of your comfort zone. Ahmedabad being my comfort zone. So even though it is a difficult step, I'm more than willing to do it in order to grow. That was all for the second question. Coming to the last question, I was asked what fleet would I be interested, or what fleet would be my preference. So I'll tell you what. Air India में basically दो fleets हैं, Airbus and Boeing. Currently they are hiring for both. Airbus being the smaller aircraft which would cover domestic destinations, यानी कि all over India. Boeing being the bigger aircraft covering all the international destinations. So I told the HR that in my previous company I was working on a certain fleet, and now in this company I would like to work in a different fleet. So that was a genuine response, to which he said that you will come to know about your fleet so and so once you join the company. That was all for the final interview. So post all the rounds are conducted, you have 2 more rounds, which is not an interview but medical rounds. There would be a pre-joining medical test you have to undergo. There are a list of tests ranging from your x-ray, your vision test, your blood test, urine test, a lot of things. Once you clear that, you have to go for class 2 medicals. Again, it is also an advanced level of medical tests being conducted to figure out whether you are fit to fly as a cabin crew or not. Once you are done with both of these rounds and you clear all the tests, you are good to go. That is when you will join the company. So that was all for my cabin crew interview experience with Air India. Please share this video with all those people who are going for Air India interview. And do let me know if you want me to make a separate video about how to answer the certain type of questions. I would be making a lot of videos regarding cabin crew interviews in the future. This being my first video, try to share it as much as possible. Subscribe to the channel to never miss out on any other videos, and stay tuned. Until then, bye bye. हर एक प्रोफेशन के लिए एक लिस्ट ऑफ क्वालिफिकेशंस होते हैं. So let's figure out what are the list of qualifications for becoming a cabin crew.